financial inclusion, access to finance is not a trivial problem. It has to be at the core of design of financial systems in India. So I think the biggest challenge that we've faced has been to create this sense of knowledge and information that these might be informal sectors. These might be traditionally customers who have not accessed formal finance, but does not necessarily mean that they are risky. It just means that there is a different way to evaluate their credit, and your traditional formal financial models may not exactly work in terms of these markets.
Okay. And what do you do? Sari business. And how much loan did you take? 25,000. What the loan really does to them is gives them a sense of empowerment, that they have control over what they can do with their lives, and there is somebody who thinks they are worthy and trustworthy and credit-worthy enough to lend to them.
I want to take a customer who's never had access to finance and driving out of my system. There's a process of transition that's happening from the customer getting a first-time loan and then a second-time loan and then a housing loan and a business loan and an education loan and so on and so forth. What's happening through this process is the customer is actually moving from informal segments to formal segments. And I think we would have really done our jobs, and I'd feel very happy hanging my shoes and going home if I knew this customer doesn't need me anymore. Till that customer needs me, and it may not be one customer, it could be millions of them. I think we have a job cut off.
You see women in some of these markets sitting at the roadside, selling like a jasmine necklace or jasmine bracelet, and these are people. They're from a very informal economy. Without the understanding, it's very difficult to provide them financial products. So with the Cignifi solution, this is how we use data and to really understand that segment to assess credit. In return, that the financial institutions can now underwrite other financial products.
Every client of a life insurance company is going to pass away at some point. The question is when, and how long can you delay that day? And that's really what we do. We intervene in people's health, we intervene in their mortality, we change their lives.
Being able to provide my mother with a house and being able to have the peace of mind, knowing that should anything happen to me, that my 3 children would be taken care of, that I would not leave my mother with an additional burden of having to care for my kids. That's what this all-life policy has done for me.
The foundation of the FinCare Way obviously starts with what we call a values-based culture. This is the real foundation. A good business is built on good values. The second key principle that we adopted was that we have to have a rural-first strategy. That is the true population which is not really financially included.
We are an organization that will deliver value to every single stakeholder in a very differentiated way. In every market that we play, every micro market, we will be par excellence. We seek and will be the world's best small finance bank.
Ghana has a very rapid growing insurance market. In the last 5 years, 6 million people have been enrolled on life insurance for the first time.
I remember a story of a young guy whose mother died through an accident, but during the radio program, they got to know how they can file a claim. And after the program, they came to our office, we paid the claim, and the next week, they were on radio to testify about what Bima has done for them. This guy was a student, and they needed to pay school fees. So a large part of the money was used to pay school fees when he was going back to school. And the family were very grateful to Bima for the love and the help showed them.
What we could see from the beginning in Ghana was that if you can provide a product that is affordable, there is definitely a demand there. We're also starting to realize that this has an enormous potential worldwide. We started in Africa and expanded also to other African countries, and in 2012 expanded into Asia, and in 2014 to Latin America as well. We are right now selling more than 500,000 insurance policies a month.
The dream for Good Life is for us to be really the first port of call for all primary healthcare that every East African consumer has.
We realized that in this market, 46% of all people seeking medical advice will go to the pharmacy.
My young baby was very sick. She coughed at night, so I really struggled getting medication. I tried looking for it everywhere, absolutely everywhere. And I really found that it was not available until I walked into Good Life pharmacies and they offered me quality services. And I walked out of there a happy mother whose kid was gonna get good health.
As the business grows, we've realized that our customers do not sit in the same space they sat 10 years ago. There's a lot of digital space now. To disrupt this particular industry, we decided to innovate and start distributing our products on the mobile platform.
Our dream is to be outside Ghana in 3 years, which means that 5 million people in Ghana need to have experienced that service over the next 3 years, so we can take it further.
So if I look kind of 10, 20 years in the future, I'd love all life to be changing people's lives globally, to be helping people live longer.
Our aim is to reach over 1 billion consumers and small businesses with a variety of financial products over the next 3 years. And we are convinced that that's totally doable.